11th, 2022. The time is 7 o'clock p.m. For those that have signed up to speak, when you approach, please state your name and address clearly for the record and limit your time to 3 minutes to speak. First on the list is Dennis Morrell.
Good evening, members of the Common Council. My name is Dennis Morrell, and I am the Interim Executive Director of the New Britain Downtown District. I'm a New Britanite through and through, having been raised in the city, attended public schools, graduated from New Britain High School in the class of 1985, a graduate of CCSU, and I've spent the last 35 years working in our downtown for Perkins Travel Corporation at 40 South High Street. Tonight I come before you as Interim Director presenting the Downtown District's budget for 2022-2023, a copy of which you have before you from our annual report to the membership. Our budget was approved by the Downtown District's membership representation. As the city is the only entity with the power of taxation, the district comes before the Common Council during the city's budgetary season for adoption. The Downtown District was created by the Connecticut General Statutes, Chapter 105, Municipal Special Services District in 1983. On October 19, 1983, the New Britain Common Council adopted under a then new section added under Section 2 of the Ordinance of the City of New Britain establishing the Downtown Special Services District. Under Section 6, District Revenue and Budget, it states, in accordance with the Connecticut General Statutes, it shall be the obligation of the Common Council to impose the recommended levy as a municipal levy, and such levy shall be in addition to the regular levy, and it shall be the obligation of the city to collect such levy for the benefit of the district. This was approved on October 21st, 1983 by William J. McNamara, then mayor of the city of New Britain. As mentioned above, the members of the Downtown District have duly approved the Downtown District 2022-23 budget, which comes before you tonight. The approved recommended levy for the district is 3.8 mils, the same as last year's rate. This is my first time presenting the Downtown District budget. Thank you for your continued support, and thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak and answer any of your questions this evening.
Thank you. Former Mayor Lucian Pavlik. Still gimpy.
I think at this point everybody knows I had a knee replacement, so please feel sorry for me. Well, congratulations, I guess. Alderman Ayala mentioned the clock is ticking and you've got a little more than 4 hours and 57 minutes to adopt this. I don't know if we're going to play good cop, bad cop, but I do have a thought. If I was to write a book, it would be Perseverance over Expedience. And I call Pete Mr. Perseverance. We started this whole process about 3 years ago, getting a bunch of high school kids to do surveys for us. We thought about this long and hard. And finally, the legislature did its job. But yet, the reason we're under the deadline tonight is the fact that we didn't form our commission until very, very late in the game, which didn't give us much time for discussion, as was mentioned before. We have time for discussion later on. That's what I heard. Ladies and gentlemen of the Court of the Common Council, we had several plans, much better than this. We had plans, not that they would save money. You heard that we hire 183 people. Those folks have to be trained. You heard about possibility of giving seniors rides to polling places and turning at least the old New Britain Senior High School into a voting by mail or absentee ballot voting. You heard all kinds of plans. We spent a lot of time on this. And to come up to the council subcommittee last week and hear that we're going to go into recess for a couple of minutes with the mayor's chief of staff and come back and say, we want a map with 17, we'll see you later. Alderman Smedley, I don't know if I'm paraphrasing or I'm being accurate, but damn it, that ended that 3-year process for me. It was frustrating to hear it. especially knowing that the state statute calls for this body to present the map, not the registrars of voters. It was this body's responsibility to form that commission. It was this body's responsibility to produce a map and give it to us so we can find polling places to accommodate the voters. So whether we're playing good cop, bad cop, I just want to thank Pete for being Mr. Perseverance. I want to thank Chaz Lavoie, who we are constantly knocking on his door saying, can you do this? Can you give us a map for this, map for that? And all the thinking and all the discussion that went into this was kind of kicked to the curb. And you know what? I've been around politics a long time, and I knew this would be a political process. But I never thought that this is the way it would end. Honest to God, with 4 hours to go plus, without really thinking about 10 years down the road, which we're going to have to do that again. I think 2 years from now, a lot of you won't even be here. But yet you're adopting something that's going to be with us for 10 years. Yes, maybe Holmes will be held off till 2024. Maybe it will be. We've already arranged a meeting with, thank you. I know what that bell means. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, if I sound frustrated, I am. We did a great job on this. Pete and I worked very hard on this. And yet, to be told that, let's just go on with 17.
Thank you. Tony Gasper?
Good evening, members of the council. My name is Tony Gasper. I reside in the town of East Hampton, Connecticut. It's a pleasure to speak to you tonight, simply for the purpose of introducing myself to you. It's an honor to have been appointed by the New Britain Board of Education as the next superintendent of schools. I'm here tonight only to put a face with a name, and to say I'm very much looking forward to partnering with city government, with the mayor, with local clergy, the parents, of course, local businesses. There's a lot of work to do, but I do feel confident that I can guide the good people of our school system to that work. I've served in some of Connecticut's most diverse and most poorly funded school districts. The challenge here is a familiar one to me, and I feel ready for it, and I feel ready to serve the people of the school district and, of course, serve the children of New Britain. So that's it, just a simple introduction tonight. I'm very much looking forward to working with you. Thank you.
Thank you. There's no others that have signed up. Drew? Oh, no. Okay, good. Anyone else wish to speak before the council? Second time, anyone else wish to speak before the council? Third and final time, anyone else wish to speak before the council? Seeing no one, the public participation is now closed at 7:08. Any council members wish to speak on what was said tonight? Alderman Ayalon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to address the frustration that the registrar expressed. I think many here probably would share that issue that comparing us to other districts, and also saying that the voting areas that have poor voting turnout will be a reason to cut the number of districts. I think that I don't buy that. I see registrars. I see us perhaps as model for other cities, other towns that have less voting and less ratio to perhaps increase the number of. A way for thinking of voter turnout, a bad one, is not to punish them, but by cutting their voting places. But the idea is perhaps, I would like to see a more concentrated effort by the registrars, and we have 2 of them, to do voter registration across the city, not just go maybe to the high school. I don't know exactly what they do as far as voter registration. Perhaps they do. But I want to see, more action there, more instead of often what we see is people who don't vote or get, are after 2 times or 3 times are being eliminated from the list. And that's what the state of Connecticut is moving towards, more access, not less access. So with due respect to the shuttle and all the others, it's not the same as voter. And I think we shared here all that we need more access, not less. And I see the roles of the registrar as increasing access, not reducing access. Well, even though here they said the money doesn't matter, but it was mentioned last week in the committee that saving $13,000, and that doesn't, $13,000 is not even, I think it probably amounts to less than the increase we voted for the registrar, the increased salaries. So the issue is not reducing the number of polling places, but increasing the number of registered voters and promoting more voting. So that's really the story. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Alderwoman Costa.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good evening, everyone. Mr. Morrell, thank you for coming in tonight. We are so happy to see you and have you here. We hope that we can remove that interim title and make it official. And we are looking forward to working with you on all the great things you're going to do downtown. We're really excited about it. Thank you. Mr. Gaspar, thank you so much for coming in tonight. It's so nice to meet you. Putting a name to a face. You were at Hoops for Homeless. I totally missed you. I'm so sorry about that. Alderwoman Ortiz Luna and I are the Board of Ed liaisons from the council. We look forward to meeting with you as soon as our chair allows us to meet with you. She's kind of the gatekeeper for very good reason. But we are really happy to see you tonight. We're excited for what you're going to bring to the city. We are all supporting you in everything you're going to do here. So thank you very much for being here. Oh, by the way, my granddaughter's Student of the Month at Jefferson. Just so everybody knows, we found out today, Sophie Wallen. Remember that name. To our registrars, this is new for me. This has been an extraordinary experience. Mr. Gaston, I know you have spent a lot of time on the maps. I know your logic and your explanation is something that we value and we balance against what our constituents are asking of us. This is political, it's politics. So of course that comes into play. And I know that that's not easy to hear. That's the reality of the situation that we're in. The work is not disregarded. It's just not the direction that we've moved in, but it's certainly not disregarded. I value what you bring to the table. I value what you have done here. And our timeline is relatively short, and so we are moving rather quickly. And I know that we've all heard from the masses, they don't want voter districts reduced or removed. It's a bigger conversation and one that we should continue to have. But I certainly value what you've done. I understand the work that you brought to the table. I appreciate the explanations and all of the maps, and again, all of the work that the commission did. So thank you very much for being here. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for your patience with us through this political process. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Alderwoman. Alderman Catanzaro.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Real quick to the registrars. Yes, this is political, and with all due respect, you should know that. You were mayor. No different than the HUD money. You know, their commission works very hard on it, and then we make some changes. That's part of the process. But I'm sure it's frustrating. But that's why we're here. Mr. Chairman, interim, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Mr. Gaspar, welcome. Welcome to our city. There's a lot of parents on this council, just so you know, which is a good thing. I'm not saying that in any negative way. You know, and we're all pretty involved. So, you know, feel free to reach out anytime, and we will do the same. I know we're all active in our individual schools. We have a great school system, we really do. So I wish you all the well, you know, and all the positive stuff. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Alderman Island.
I would also like to welcome our new superintendent. I served on the board for 6.5 years, and I know, so I want also to thank the president of the board here for the hard work, because I know what it takes to select a new superintendent, a lot of work. When we selected one, you know, it didn't work out so well, but I think we did our best. So I really want to, you know, praise, I think, our president and the whole board for the long, and I'm sure it looks like you made a good choice. And especially somebody from Connecticut that understands Connecticut and has been around. In the past, we tried to bring outsiders, and I think some of them lasted longer than others, but I think they remained, I think, a little uneducated about the needs of Connecticut. So I think it's better to have somebody who knows the ins and ends of Connecticut. So welcome to New Britain, and I'm looking forward also to get to meet you in person. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Alderman Luna?
Hello. I just want to address Dr. Gasper. Thank you for being here. I think it shows that we're going to start off on the right foot, you know, great start. Not only am I an elder woman and liaison to the Board of Ed, but I'm a mom. Both my kids go to the school. So it's all about working together, and if there's anything we can help you, just let us know. We're just one phone call away, but thanks for being here.
Alderman Rakowski?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. A couple things I want to say to Mr. Morrell. Welcome as an intern to the downtown district. I'd like to have you permanently, and you know how I feel about that position, being a business owner in New Britain since 2004, especially in the downtown. I know that you're going to have a tough job to fill Jerry's shoes, but I'm sure you're going to do a fine job. And just let us know when it becomes official, when you're going to become permanent. I thank you for your hard work. I thank you for helping me out in the past couple months. Store is open. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. To Dr. Gasper, welcome, sir. Welcome to New Britain. Myself being a parent of 2 kids, one already graduated New Britain High School, one still going to New Britain High School. Her name is Olivia. She's a liaison to the Board of Education. So you'll be seeing a lot of me. On Zoom time maybe, not face-to-face, but that's okay too. So I welcome, and I appreciate that you coming in and saying hello to us. That means a lot to me and to all the other persons here that will obviously reach out themselves. Thank you, sir. Welcome to New Britain. Oh, one more thing to the rest of our voters. I know you guys have a tough job, and I appreciate your hard work. Lucian and Peter, the work is, let's just say, for the people of the majority of voters. And not everybody's going to be happy. It's a give and take sometimes. And I know I wasn't involved in a lot of the meetings, but it will be before us. I will vote on it, and I will make my best educated guess. And I appreciate your hard work to both of you gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? No, just in closing, thank you to the registrars. Dennis, you certainly have my support. And Dr. Gasper, I too want to welcome you. Obviously, you can tell there's a lot of passion here, so we're starting with a lot of positive energy, and I think that's terrific. So we welcome you. That's it. The mayor will be here shortly to start our meeting. Thank you.
I just want to clarify, Alderman, you're welcome to join us on the 24th.
Will we turn this joint off?
alderpersons could take their seats, we're gonna get started. Great. All right, I would like to call to order this regular meeting of the New Britain Common Council. The date is May 11th, 2022. The time is 7:26 PM. Mr. Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Alderpersons Dyson. Here. Ayalon. Here. Catanzaro.
Here.
Costa. Here. Hargraves. Here. Malinowski. Here. Ortiz Luna. Here. Pabon. Excuse, sir. I saw him. Russell. Here. Rutkowski. Here. Sanchez. Here. Skirpo. Segura. Here. Thompson.
Present.
Smedley. Present. 13 present, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Can we all please rise for the invocation, which will be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let us pray. O God, our Heavenly Father, thank you for the mothers who gave us life and have provided their love and care ever since. We give thanks for her guidance and love in our lives. From our younger days to today, many of our moms were ever present with a phone call, hug, compliment, and even an occasional criticism. Lord, we thank you that she cares. We ask you to bless and comfort our moms the remainder of their lives. For moms that have left us, pray for her eternal life and tell us we miss her. We ask this in thy name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Before we get into our meeting this evening, we have a very special presentation. You will notice that there are some friends here with us in the audience. Our Youth Leadership Council is here to give a presentation. You will see on the agenda, resolution number 14, which is going to be moved to the top of our list tonight, is recognizing National Prevention Week during the month of May. And our famous, I'll say like locally famous, because you guys definitely are, nationally famous with all you've done in Florida, Youth Leadership Council is here to give us a presentation. So Mallory Dupre, the Director of our Community Services Office, and Omar McDew, our
Youth Advocate.
Thank you.
Okay, so good evening, everyone. Good evening, Madam Mayor, fellow alderpersons, and thank you for allowing us to be here this evening to shed some light on a few good things that our Youth Council with the New Britain Recovers has been up to. So a quick overview, New Britain Recovers is a holistic approach to addressing homelessness, substance use disorder, and working with youth to ensure they have necessary support systems in place. All three of these initiatives are now under one umbrella, New Britain Recovers, where we will aim to increase strong leadership and collaboration, make decisions based off of data, secure funding streams, align and promote integrated support systems, and provide public education around behavioral health, substance use and misuse, and prevention methods. Tonight, we are here to provide you with an overview of the Youth Prevention Initiative. We have our Youth Council members present, and I'll be handing this presentation over to them shortly. The Youth Council was established right before the hit of COVID, but we recently completed a full year of work with our youngest leaders, and we do have a video to show for you to watch. Hopefully, it's not. Yeah, it'll work. Community Services and Youth and Families Commission in November of 2019. Right, is this the, oh God, hold on, sorry. To focus on youth substance use prevention. In partnership with the Partnership for Success Grant and funding from Amplify, we were able to relaunch this coalition group of New Britain partners whose main focus was to collect data and develop strategies to prevent young people from engaging in risky behaviors. This initial funding allowed us to create mission statements and apply for federal funding to support the much-needed work. In December of 2020, we received a federal grant called Drug-Free Communities to ensure our coalition of partners remain informed with the latest drug trends that may affect youth development. New Britain has created a youth council to ensure youth are involved with decisions that have to do with them. Oftentimes, there are gaps in opportunity because the kids aren't being listened to. The best way to
Sorry. Hi, my name is Sarah Carrell, and I will be talking about outreach and partnerships for New Britain Youth Leadership. As you may know, we have done numerous amounts of events around the community, and one of them being Midnight Basketball, partnered with New Britain Police Department. On Fridays and Saturdays, there was Midnight Basketball, which provided an open gym at New Britain High. Midnight Basketball guaranteed a safe environment, preventing crime, drugs, and etc. Youth leadership set up a resource table where we informed the community on what to do in a sticky situation when it came to the topic of drugs and alcohol.
dashing through the streets in an automobile sleigh. All along the hill we go, laughing all the way. Lights on Beehive Bridge, making spirits bright. What fun it is to cruise hard-hitting New Britain tonight. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. No alcohol was served, so mind as you're keeping the youth safe. Hey, jingle
Appreciate it.
You guys are getting great at public speaking. It's not that bad. I mean, besides the sweating and, you guys are great. Alderman Smedley.
Thank you, Your Honor. So I just wanted to rise to thank Ms. Mallory, Coach Omar, and Ms. Taishanda for the work that you do. You all deserve every penny you make and deserve a raise. To the youth who are here, Mayor just said it, you guys are getting incredible at public speaking and making your presentations. As the president of the council, I'm comfortable saying on behalf of everybody up here in this chamber, every elected council member, we are so proud of the work that you do. It is not easy to stand in front of your peers in the cafeteria at the high school and promote youth prevention. It is not easy to encourage them not to drink and not to use drugs. And we are so proud that you are doing that. It is needed in this community. It is needed in this entire state of Connecticut. And we are the trendsetters because of you. So thank you for what you're doing. We are proud of you, and congratulations to all of you.
Any other council member wish to add on to that? Thank you guys so much. We're so proud of you. Stick around. We're going to move your resolution up to the front of the agenda, so don't leave until we do that, because you have to be here for that vote. With that being said, we're going to move into the minutes for the meeting. Alderman Smedley.
Thank you, Your Honor. I make a motion to accept the minutes of the special meeting and the regular meeting of April 13th, 2022.
I have a second by Alderman Dyson. Any questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Alderman, are there any amendments to the agenda?
Yes, ma'am. I make a motion to amend the agenda by substituting the second page of item number 9, withdrawing item number 10, and adding item number 14 to the agenda and moving it to number 1. Does anybody need that drawn out?
Seconded by Alderman Russell. Any questions or comments on that? Mr. Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Alderpersons Dyson.
Yes.
Ayalon.
Yes.
Catanzaro.
Yes.
Costa. Hargraves. Malinowski. Ortiz Luna. Russell. Rutkowski. Sanchez. Sagara. Thompson. Smedley.
Yes.
13-0, Your Honor.
Motion carries. Mr. Clerk, petitions this evening. I see 2 of them.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
First one is from Mr. Tomaszewski of Eastside Auto LLC, seeks granting of a certificate of location approval to allow state DMV issuance of a motor vehicle repair license for property known as 347 East Street.
We'll send that to city plan and zoning.
Okay. Second one is from Alderman Ayalon for the appropriate departments to respond to the following questions regarding water meters. What is the city's policy for periodic testing? What is the manufacturer's recommended testing frequency? How many residential water meters have been tested from 2019 to present? How many of those meters registered over 2 years? Over 2 years fast. Identify the specific remote reading devices involved in the collection of residential water meter usage. Does the city periodically test and calibrate these remote reading devices? What procedures of equipment does the city utilize to detect abnormal water usage or leaks? And there's a list of 22 addresses that he would like to have evaluated.
Send on to the water department.
And that's it, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. We're going to move right along to our consent agenda. Alderman Smedley.
Make a motion to accept the consent agenda of items A, B, C, and D.
Seconded by Alderwoman Ortiz Luna. Any questions or comments on the consent agenda? Seeing and hearing none, Mr. Clerk.
Alderpersons Dyson.
Yes.
Ayalon.
Yes.
Catanzaro.
Yes.
Costa. Hargraves. Malinowski. Ortiz Luna. Russell. Rutkowski. Sanchez. Sagara. Thompson. Smedley.
Yes.
13-0, Your Honor.
Motion carries. We're going to move into the resolutions tonight. First resolution is number 14, which we've moved up to the front. And that goes to Alderman Catanzaro.
Thank you, Your Honor. Make a motion to accept and adopt resolution number 14.
Second.
Seconded by Alderman Smedley.
If you would please give me the courtesy, I'm going to read this whole resolution. It is a very important resolution, and it should be read in its entirety, if I can get through it. Whereas substance abuse and mental health problems affect all communities nationwide. According to the 2020 National Survey on Drug Use and Health, An estimated 59.3 million Americans aged 12 or older use illicit drugs in the past year, and 6 million young people aged 12 to 20 report drinking alcohol in the past month. And whereas the Youth Voices Court student survey was given to New Britain students with a 72% response rate for students in grades 6 through 12, in which they identified that alcohol and marijuana are the most used substances amongst their peers. And whereas the local prevention council was reestablished in 2019, which works to promote wellness through education, advocacy, collaboration, and implementation strategies to ensure all youth are prepared to be positive, contributing community members. And whereas the City of New Britain established its first Youth Leadership Council in 2021 as a way to be inclusive of youth voice and recognize that young people are the future of our community. And whereas through National Prevention Week, people become more aware and able to recognize signs of mental health and substance use disorders. Equally important, community members from all walks of life learn how they can help build community, strengthen resilience, and create hope to keep those around them and themselves healthy and safe. And whereas New Britain Local Prevention Council is a recipient of the National Drug-Free Communities Grant Program, and whereas the Local Prevention Council will be hosting a free family event called Prevention Palooza on Saturday, this Saturday, May 19th, 2022, from 10 to 2 at Walnut Hill Park. And now, therefore, be it resolved, designates this week, May 8th through 14th, National Prevention Week, and call upon our community to observe the week with compelling programs and events that support increasing awareness of and actions around mental health and/or substance use disorders. I strongly urge adoption, and I thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Alderman. Any other alderperson wish to comment? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations, guys. You're welcome. We'll see you guys on Saturday at Prevention Palooza.
Thank you all.
Thank you, guys. We'll continue right along to resolution number 1 this evening. Alderman Smedley.
Thank you, Your Honor. I make a motion to accept and adopt this item at length. I just want to echo my fellow council members. Thank you to our registrar of voters, to Mr. Gostin and Mr. Pavlak. We do appreciate the work that you did submit for us. I do urge referral of this map, and I will, I'm sorry? You're approving it. Yes. I urge approval of this map. Thank you for not referring it back again. Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman Ayalon. Any other questions or comments on resolution number 1 this evening? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Resolution number 2, Alderman Dyson.
Thank you, Your Honor. I make a motion to accept and adopt item number 2.
Seconded by Alderwoman Sanchez.
Thank you, Your Honor. This is to recognize May as Military Appreciation Month. I'm not going to read through, but some of the items that are important, I'm sure, is appropriate to promote national awareness of the sacrifices that members of the United States Armed Forces have made in the past and continue to make every day in order to support the Constitution and preserve the freedoms and liberties that enrich the nation. It is important to give greater recognition for the dedication and sacrifices that individuals who serve in the United States Armed Forces have made and continue to make on behalf of the United States. It is appropriate to display the proper honor and pride United States citizens feel towards members of the United States forces for their service and is appropriate to recognize, honor, and encourage the dedication and commitment of members of the United States Armed Forces in serving the United States. And lastly, the City of New Britain honors the dedication and commitment of the members of the United States Armed Forces and to observe the month with appropriate ceremonies and activities. And I know on my behalf, the older I get, as I've seen my parents' generation and those that had served in World War I and the Korean War and everything, it just, the greater love and respect I have for those that have served and have been lost. So God bless each and every one, and I'm sure we all thank those that have served for so many years for our country. So, and I urge adoption.
Thank you, Alderman Dyson. Any other alderperson wish to speak on this item? Alderman Ayalon.
Thank you. I'm supporting this one as well. At least I know one, perhaps there's more here that are veterans of our services. So Alderman Segarra here, so I want to thank him for his service for our country. And I know what it means. I served not in the American Army, but the Israeli Army, so I know what it takes, and dedication and a lot of hardships to serve your country. So thank you, and perhaps I missed several other veterans on the city council, but if somebody else fill in the blank. Peter Skirpo?
Alderman Skirpo, Alderman Rutkowski, Alderman Pabon, and Alderman Segarra.
Thank you, all of you. Thank you. I'm a little ignorant about this. So thank you, the other 4 veterans of our armed forces. Thank you for your service as well.
Thank you, Alderman Ayalon. Any other alderperson wish to speak? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Alderman Smedley.
Thank you, Your Honor. Motion to accept and adopt item number 3.
Seconded by Alderwoman Costa.
Thank you. This resolution is to recognize registered nurses and recognize this month as Nurses Month. Registered nurses in the United States constitute our nation's largest healthcare profession. A renewed emphasis on primary and preventative healthcare will require better utilization of all of our nation's registered nursing resources. And as we know, the demand for registered nursing services, the resolution says will, but I'm going to say out loud is greater than ever for multiple reasons, including the aging of our American population, and most recently, as we all know, of COVID. We all know a nurse who had to suffer through all of that, and we do thank them for their services. So now, therefore, be resolved that Mayor Aaron Stewart and the New Britain Common Council declare May as Nurses Month with the theme Nurses Month, Nurses Make a Difference, a nod to nurses' sheer numbers, their unparalleled impact on health and health care, and an open invitation to hashtag Thank a Nurse for enriching our lives and the world we live in. I do urge adoption.
Thank you, Alderman Smedley. Any other alderperson wish to comment? Alderwoman Costa.
Thank you, Mayor. I love a lot of nurses, and I just want to say that we lived through a pandemic, and I actually saw what nurses, added, the value add that they brought to our communities. My sister is a COVID nurse for the school district, but also a COVID nurse for the Hospital of Central Connecticut. So those nurses that you saw in those full hazmat suits, that was my sister every day for many months. My daughter, Savannah, is a nurse. She too was a COVID nurse for a walk-in center and now works for the mental health area of Manchester Hospital. My sister Janelle is also a nurse in a nursing home. She works in geriatric nursing. She too wore the hazmat outfits in the nursing homes. A good friend of mine, Jenny Nazario, she is a teacher at New Britain High School. She teaches our CNA classes. Also a nurse at the Hospital of Central Connecticut. None of them could be here tonight, but I wanted to recognize them. They're all working. It's incredible what these nurses do and how much they sacrifice and compromise. And I've seen it firsthand, and I'm grateful for the recognition tonight and that I'm allowed to stand up in their honor and recognize them. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Alderwoman. Any other alderperson? Alderman Catanzaro.
Thank you, Your Honor. I learned a long time ago when I was an EMT working on the ambulance in the 70s and 80s who really ran the show, who ran the hospitals, who controlled everything. And it wasn't the doctors, it was the nurses. And to this day, if I want any information or know anything about anything medically, I'll ask a nurse, because they know it all. Thank God. So I too am in strong support of this. Thank goodness we have them. I know there's a shortage. So any young ladies out there, be a nurse. Thank you.
Thank you.
Or men, I'm sorry.
Any other questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Alderman Dyson.
Thank you, Your Honor. I make a motion to accept and adopt resolution number 4.
Seconded by Alderman Smedley.
Thank you. This is to recognize May 2022 as Asthma and Allergy Awareness Month. It's the 5th leading chronic disease in the United States, affecting approximately 50 million people. May is the national month dedicated to educating individuals about asthma management to increase the public's understanding of asthma and allergies. And as we, in the previous resolution, spoke about COVID, those that, and I've spent a lot of times as a manufacturer's rep with IAQ, indoor air quality. What COVID did was, being a respiratory disease, brought forth, one, to take care of COVID, but also two, it was taking care of allergies, et cetera, asthma, allergies. So they all kind of are interrelated. And I just want to make sure people understand there's a lot of good equipment that people can put in their homes now that can help asthma relief and to clean their homes. So it's out there. I urge adoption.
Thank you, Alderman. Any questions or comments? Alderman Ayalon.
Yeah, I also support this. I think asthma is also a very prevalent here in New Britain. I remember when I served in the school board, we had presentations from the community health, and asthma came number 1, as is a big issue here in New Britain. So yes, I think everybody, both homeowners and landlords, need to really improve conditions in the apartments and houses, so less chance of getting asthma. But it is a big issue, and most nurses, talking about nurses in schools, are facing with having those inhalers and other issues with asthma. So I think it's very important for our city to take care of that. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Alderman Smedley.
Thank you, Your Honor. Make a motion to accept and adopt item number 5.
Seconded by Alderman Hargraves.
Thank you. This will recognize May as Brain Tumor Awareness Month as well. In the United States alone, there are approximately 700,000 people living with a primary brain and central nervous system tumor, with 80,000 new cases to be diagnosed this year. Brain tumors can occur at any age, but are most common cancer found among those ages 0 to 14, and the primary cause of cancer-related deaths among children in this age group. I want to take a second there to pause and to have everybody recognize and remember daughter of our former Alderman Tramell Collins, Lyric, who passed away. She would have celebrated her 8th birthday just 6 days ago, and she did pass away from brain cancer. So now, therefore, be it resolved that the Common Council and the Mayor of the City of New Britain recognize May as Brain Tumor Awareness Month, and to join in the fight against this deadly disease and encourage increased awareness of brain tumors to honor those who have suffered loss due to this devastating affliction. And I urge adoption.
Thank you, Alderman Smedley. Any other questions, comments on this item? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Alderman Dyson.
Thank you, Your Honor. Make a motion to accept and adopt item number 6.
Seconded by Alderman Russell.
Thank you. This is to authorize and execute all grant documents with the State of Connecticut DOT on behalf of the City of New Britain for the full year 2023 speed and aggressive driving enforcement program in the sum of $49,264 to provide federal dollars for overtime to target those that choose to drive aggressively or at excessive speeds, thus making our city streets safer. And I'm sure probably need more time, but more dollars. I think we've seen very aggressive drivers becoming more common, so we certainly need that enforcement. I urge adoption.
Thank you, Alderman Dyson. Are there any questions or comments on this grant? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Alderman Dyson, resolution number 7.
Thank you, Your Honor. I make a motion to accept and adopt resolution number 7.
Seconded by Alderman Thompson.
Thank you, Your Honor. This is to, for the downtown district, as Dennis Morel had spoken before, to accept their budget as approved by the majority of the property owners of the Municipal Special Services District. Recommended levy of 3.8 mils for the municipal fiscal year beginning July 1, 2022, on the taxable interest in real property in such district as described in Section 3, Paragraph 1 of the ordinance establishing the district, and such levy shall be in addition to the regular municipal levy for the benefit of the district. And I urge adoption.
Thank you very much. Any questions or comments on this item? Alderman Smedley?
Thank you, Your Honor. I just want to recognize Mr. Morel, who's here, and thank you for what you've done so far. I know my fellow colleagues on the council also recognized you earlier, but we do look forward as a council to working with you.
Any other questions or comments? Thank you very much. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Some more good news to go back to your board with, Mr. Morel. Thank you. Alderwoman Costa.
Thank you, Your Honor. I make a motion to accept and adopt item number 8.
Seconded by Alderwoman Ortiz Luna.
This resolution is to approve the 2022 Neighborhood Assistance Act Tax Credit Program. Can't say that 3 times quickly. Under authorization of Chapter 228A of the Connecticut statutes, the Neighborhood Assistance Act provides tax credits for business firms that contribute financially to community programs that have received both municipal and state of Connecticut Department of Revenue Service approval. Organizations that applied for the funding are Trinity on Main, Prudence Crandall, the Friendship Center, CCARC, Neighborhood Housing Services of New Britain. And they're looking for approval of the funding request, and I urge adoption.
Thank you very much, Alderwoman. Any questions or comments? Alderman Smedley.
Thank you, Your Honor. I just want to rise to thank the commission for the work that they did. It is not easy to have to decide where to allocate money. And just a note, as a group, we look to ensure that these funds go directly to services that our city provides, or to supplement services that our city provides where there may be some small gaps or holes, and or directly to the youth, which is what we look for directly in the community services division of this. Sorry. Oh, sorry, apologize. So I do urge adoption, and I thank everyone for their work on this.
Thanks, Alderman Smedley. Any other questions or comments on the Neighborhood Assistance Act program? All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Alderwoman Costa, resolution number 9.
Thank you, Your Honor. I make a motion to accept and adopt item number 9. You're on the wrong one. This is to accept the 2022 Annual Consolidated Plan for HUD programs. The City of New Britain will receive funds from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development for fiscal year 2022 under the Community Development Block Grant Program in an amount of $1,742,648. The Home Program in an amount of $612,934, and Emergency Solutions Grant in an amount of $146,468. Alderman Smedley got a little ahead of me on this, but I also would like to recognize the Planning and Community Services Department. They had to review 45 applications for these grant requests. It is not an easy task. This is the first year in 5 years that I was not part of that process, and it's tough. There's so many incredible programs and just not enough money. And it's really a thoughtful process that Scott Williams takes our commissioners through to make sure that we're considering every single facet of each one of these applications. It's really daunting, and I appreciate the thoughtful way that you go through this process and you help our commissioners with making these decisions and making sure they have all of the information. You do a great job, Scott. The commissioners that we'd like to thank are Commissioner Belkin, Buckwell, Dorval, Green, Mala, Parker, Piatti, Rodriguez, and Wright. They dedicated time to this process. We appreciate the extra time that they've put in to help us get to where we are. And thank you to Scott Williams, Michelle Pavano, and Jack Benjamin for helping us through this process. You made great recommendations. We made a couple tweaks, but mostly we honored exactly what you presented. So thank you very much. And I urge adoption.
Thank you very much, Alderwoman. Any other questions or comments? Alderman Smedley.
Thank you. I'm embarrassed that I jumped ahead like that. normally not my course of action. But in addition to what Alderwoman Costa said, just a huge thank you to Mr. Williams and his staff. It's not just the committee process and the applications. It's the biggest part of this is management of the funds afterwards, which becomes a year-long, if not longer, process to chase paperwork and proof and verification and things like that of the expenditure of the funds. So thank you to you and all the staff in your office. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Anyone else? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. 10 is withdrawn, so resolution number 11, Alderman Rutkowski.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I make a motion to accept and adopt item number 11.
Second.
Seconded by Alderman Smedley.
This is a $20,000 fee for consulting work for the Public Works Engineering and Utilities Division. They would like to hire Brown and Cadwell to perform consulting work related to assisting the city in stormwater and sanitary services utilities systems. And I urge adoption.
Thank you very much. Alderman Rutkowski, are there any questions or comments on this item? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Alderman Malinowski, resolution number 12.
Thank you, Your Honor. I make a motion to accept and adopt item number 12.
Seconded by Alderman Russell.
And this is authorization to issue a purchase order for $1,525,355 to enter in a contract with In Situ Form Technologies of Chesterfield, Missouri, and it is for sewer rehabilitation and removal for the Public Works Utilities Department.
NB Flush.
Yes, NB Flush.
Say it loud and say it proud.
And I urge adoption.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Alderman Rutkowski, resolution number 13.
Thank you, Your Honor. I make a motion to accept and adopt item number 13.
Second.
Seconded by Alderman Hargraves.
This was a public bid, number 4094. This is for $220,586.78 to be exact, to Weber Nurseries for the annual trench repair program 2022 for the Public Works Department, and I urge adoption.
Thank you very much. Any questions or comments on this item? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Oh,
Aye.
I'm sorry. Alderman Hargraves.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just wanted to point out that this is a program that helps fix our potholes. I know that's constantly a problem that we often hear. I see it a lot on Facebook. We try to encourage people to use the C-Click Fix app, and yeah, so we're just really encouraging people to do that, and this money will be going towards repairing our roads, so thank you.
Thanks. I apologize. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Made by Alderman Malinowski, seconded by Alderman Russell. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. The time is 8:14 p.m.
Get all dressed up, you gotta stand at these ones.
I know.
I think I left it there. It's on paper. Good.